All right, here we go again. Well, I didn't check the title. I didn't want the term general conference. Okay, it's not up there. I just want to make sure it wasn't up there. I just kept seeing it pop up. So uh, remember, I'm not telling you to change the standards of your church or religious institution. I'm telling you to change the standards of your heart. Okay. Remember, you weren't born. Many of you weren't born Baptist. You weren't born LDS. You weren't born Jewish. You weren't born. Maybe you were, but Jewish is a little different. But a lot of you throughout your life developed a certain way, or the Lord brought you in. Right? And some of you were born maybe that way, but again, it's more of a choice, right? Just making a joke there. Well, the idea is if somebody is a transgender prostitute, I'm not telling you that you have to let her into your church the way she is. Again, if you have a problem with me saying she instead of he, that's fine too. Because we're all giving accounting to God, so I'm not going to judge you when we pass, from here. But you don't know, and again, it's a very difficult thing to preach because you can offend people that believe they were born that way. They could have been born that way. I mean, they could be changed from before birth. That even through birth and through life, they won't be healed of it. So again, that's the concept. But you can't walk around healing people with their knowledge when they're gay or if they're uh, transgender. We agree. Mm. So, what are we actually looking at? So, if you look at the man who dwelled with a legion of demons, he was doing a certain thing. There's possession that causes transgenderism. There's a possession that causes Baptist. There's a possession that causes Catholic. If you actually were with the Lord could explain it to you a little better. I want to step outside. I don't know if I want to walk around in the allergens. My nose was kind of crazy. My sinuses are kind of crazy today. I can't figure this out. The whole time I'm with this doctor, my muscles are tensed up a certain way. I think it might be pollen or allergens because St. Luke's messes up my sinuses horribly. So I don't know what's in there. I think I got to look at them filters. And then when like later in the day, I'm like, I'm totally relaxed. What's going on? I don't know if I'm stressed out as much as they would say I am. Right. Mhm. Thank you, Mary. Well, once again, I'm not telling you that you have to change your church. Like, I'm not telling you that the meeting house in Lenexa has to allow drag events or something like that. But the idea is, and again, I think LDS has been evolving. I guess I would say they've been evolving. Uh, God told me this one thing, and again, I'm a sinner saved by grace because I probably judged something too. God says if you can't heal it, you can't judge it, and if you can heal it, there's no need to judge it. So when we get back to Jesus, what would Jesus do? He'd heal it. Oh. Well, if they no longer wanted to, again, if you're transgender, if we heal you of whatever, again, I've told them even being in this body is not the body that was in the garden. Right. So this is a fallen body. We are possessed to this body. This is not the body that Adam and Eve were built upon. And again, some Baptist preachers from the 1800s have visited me in the spirit and said, the Baptist that's here today is, again, something that they're possessed to. It's not real. Many of them, not all. So again, if the LDS would tell me, again, there's people. So the LDS has this idea of what everything is too, and again, they're a little more gentler about it. They're not, maybe as rough as a fundamentalist or a Baptist about things. But when you get down to it, only God knows what everything is. Again, ministers of righteousness, angels of light. Satan appears as an angel of light, and his devils appear as ministers of righteousness. So what does that mean? It means you can't look at somebody if you haven't figured anything out. The Bible tells you you can't look at somebody and figure anything out. Now, again, you may have a standard in your church, and you don't fit the standard in your church, and that's okay. Because again, if you let them live, they let you live, and that's how the metaphysical model exists. Thank you, Larry. So, right, you'll find that people that were drag queens on earth in the afterlife, they're given a pass, and they're in heaven, maybe even before you, because you may have done something to cause them to not want to be with God, thinking that if that's God, then I don't want to be there. Hmm. That's why I really like that scripture. I think it's in the Book of Mormon, to speak plainly to each one's understanding. Well, because the goal is for the gospel's sake. Again, we get to Paul, and what's Paul telling us? Well, we don't know for sure, but Paul tells us. I think Paul told us he sinned. A lot of people, no, Paul didn't sin. Well, why didn't he sin? Because he did it for the gospel's sake, and he wasn't embracing sin; it was just occurring. Because he was so focused, and he was in that company of the fallen, he at times sinned, and not that he was under, he's not under, he's under grace, is dispensation of grace. He's not under condemnation. So I've been possessed over the years, horribly. These cops that drive around me, the crooked ones, they got demon spells from way back. The devils, man. Hmm. Again, it's not only cops. Again, they should be ashamed of what they do, causing people to fall. Again, one of the things that I'm doing on this planet, and again, God is with me and God shows me these things. The planet's being condemned. They can't go on forever. This planet has to disappear. It's just a horrific place. If you know the gentleness of the afterlife, this is a horrific place. Well, there's a little secret that God builds perfection. So the reality is, why did all of this occur? Why does this place? Why do you have to, quote unquote, earn something? Not necessary, actually. But what you're in is a system that allows you to succeed while you're here. God bless you, Larry. God bless you. There are spirits speaking, and maybe spirits connected to people. Thank you, friend. Thank you. So again, that's a very important thing to understand, that if you can't heal it, you can't judge it. And if you heal it, there's no need to judge it. So how do people see that can't see? They're healed. So there are people that believe that if you don't see to come to Christ, that you'll automatically go to hell. Well, there's an equation in there. If somebody causes them not to see, then it's not their fault. And the Bible tells you the God of this world blinds their mind lest they see the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. And I think the God of this world blinds your minds from realizing what that statement says. So something has caused them not to see. So then you get to the ones that believe God, predestination. They were predestined not to see, and they were predestined to see. It still doesn't erase the scripture that says that you're only guilty for the things that are changeable by your own strength or by the strength of God with you. I mean, it's a game that the people and spirits are playing here. So God has pretty much refuted this planet and its systems. But the LDS, at least being able to reach out to me and spend some time in Bible study with me, has rated them as probably, it could be, and I don't want to boast, and I'm not boasting, but that could be the only reason why you all are considered that. Because remember, God knows from the foundation of time what would occur. Right. It was very important for me to have just an average life, an average good life. It was really important. Well, we know Lot existed, Job existed. These are one person on this planet. So again, God does things in strange ways. There was a time when I could have had a normal life, very easily had a normal life, but people were paying a lot of money to take me out. Could have married, could have found a church in Naples, could have found a church, could have married. All you had to do was stop doing what you were doing. Correct. It's a shame that people with all that money, it's what they use their money and power for. Mm. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. And I think a lot of people in the church, they know what the doctrine is, and they know what the stance is on a lot of different things, not just LGBTQ and transgender. That's just a very popular thing today and a heated issue, and that's why I bring it up. And they just, they're in church, and that's it. This is the church, and it's a church they believe in, and again, they may believe that their mind should not enter into any type of judgment, and they may not have an opinion there. Right. No, I mean my information rivals the leaders of every church on the planet or every religion on the planet, and it's based in scripture that that they should be considering. What is it with U.S. Bank where they try to mess up my like U.S. Bank thing all the time? I mean, sometimes that's plain old spiritual. We used to have trouble with U.S. Bank, but I mean, U.S. Bank pulled it off this time. They did give me the credit card. Kind of a low budget credit card, low credit limit, but at least they pushed it through. Now I was trying to get a 0% card with rewards, which is like almost impossible for like the longest. And actually, U.S. Bank is the last bank that gave me a 0% credit card, but it didn't have rewards connected to it. No, it's just nothing was working out with U.S. Bank too good. So my doctor was going to prescribe some muscle relaxers. When I took them in Naples the last time, I was having like nightmares without a nightmare. I would lay down and wake up, and go ah. So my hearing may have stayed if that guy would have gave me muscle relaxers. It's not his fault, it's not my fault. We just didn't see again to get taking them. It may have relaxed my body enough where the sinus would have been different, and the ears would have been different, and the hearing loss wouldn't have occurred to this level of hearing loss. Okay, Larry. Oh, I was blinded. I was just gone. I couldn't see anything. I mean, I'm struggling. I cursed me for years. Right? They're still trying to torture and torment me through it. I mean, that's who they are. They're just sickos. So again, we need to be cognizant that this is happening. These are devils. These are full-fledged devils that come in your church, tell you do this, tell you do that, and they're just devils. So that's who they are. That's who blanks that out, has a funny, laughs about being able to block my thing there. Turn up the microphone a little bit here. Or at least trying to. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, they're blocking. Oh, there they go. Oh, because I said something. That's a lie. Now they're blocking my broadcast.